Hello, I'm Kevin Szady, head distiller, Murlarkey Distilled Spirits. So we're in Mannassas, Virginia. So Northern Virginia, about 35 miles south of Washington, D.C.
Yeah. So, what is the origin story of Murlarkey?
Sure. So Murlarkey is Tom Murray, his cousins Jim and Mike Larkin. Their second careers started the distillery here. So Murray Larkin, their grandparents on their mother's side were the Kellys. Murray Larkin Kelly, Murlarkey, plus Murlarkey means bullshit in Irish, so it fits the whole atmosphere around here. We like to have fun with stuff and things along those lines. But
Take it
basically,
easy.
second
Yeah.
career for pretty much everybody here.
Where did this idea for starting a distillery come from?
Mike Larkin and Tom Murray, Mike Larkin and his father-in-law, George Wecko, had a bar, a restaurant in Mannassas Park. And, when you pour beer, you always get that overflow. And they basically collected it into big tubs and took it home, distilled it. It was god awful. They decided they need to do a bunch of filtering and flavor infusions and different things and got something that was halfway decent. And then basically, Tom Murray was the business guy. They called him up and he realized it cost the same to build a, 500, gallon still than it is to get a 5 gallon still. So went ahead and started the business. And 10 years later, actually probably 12 years after all the red tape, we're still around.
So, you started off in a smaller location and just did a
Yes,
big capital raise and expansion. So, what was
absolutely. Sweet.
the impetus of that idea?
Absolutely. We'd started to run out of space, basically. All our barrels were aging in steel shipping containers. We had about 8 of those on the property. We started really running out of space, needed more room. We were playing Tetris every time we wanted to bottle or distill or do something different. So moving into a 15,000 square foot distillery, we've got our old system. Now we've got a new, with the sun you can barely see it. We've got a big continuous still now. We've got a big sign out there. We're now a destination in Mannassas. We're part of the Nova Live location, which includes a brewery, a couple restaurants, a wedding venue, hotel. Basically, it's a destination now where people come and want to be there. It's like an adult Disneyland, basically.
Is this your first job distilling, and what was your entrance into the
Yes,
industry?
I'll just say this is my first legal job distilling. My entrance into the industry was through Murlarkey. I may or may not have been, making some stuff in my backyard about 10 years prior to that. But this is the first time doing it all on the job training. I got my degree in jazz saxophone from college. I was an IT consultant for a long time. This is my first, job actually doing the distillation. I've been here almost since the beginning.
So you are going to present at ADI 2026 Miami.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Going to be talking about elevating your experiences beyond the tour and tasting. A lot of people now are looking for those experiences, they're not looking just to come in and try a couple pours neat. So we've got a lot of different opportunities for people to come in and do things. Everything from a free introductory tour to a reserved tour where you come in and we give you 6 different half-ounce pours and you have 3 different cocktail mixers with each of them. So we show you how to make a cocktail with our different products that we have. We also do things like fill your own, other things along those lines. You have a question?
Your presentation is more about the how-to or the business case or a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. It's the how-to. A lot of people come in, you'll go to a distillery, you buy a bottle, you kind of feel obligated to, you've done a tour or something, then it sits on your bar and you don't know what to do with it or what to make with it or how to use it. That's the last thing we want here at Murlarkey. We want to show you how to make cocktails, how to use a different product, whether it's one of our flavor infused that doesn't have any added sugar, colors, flavors, preservatives, or to our bourbon, making a whiskey sour or an old fashioned or something along those lines. We want to show you what you can do with those different products as opposed to you buying a bottle that sits in your bar and everyone comes over and laughs at that bottle of coffee whiskey you don't know what to do with.
Why did you choose to present at ADI?
I've presented the past 2 years at ADI, and it's a really great opportunity. One, to get your name out there, but 2, just the interactions with the different people. A couple of the different talks on there. I went to one last year, which was on the 3-chamber still, which was fascinating. But you really get a lot more just out of the informal meeting the different distillers or, vendors or managers or owners or whatever. Just that interaction with them is just invaluable as you're doing distillation. And, giving back a little bit on, how you can make some more money basically doing this and how you can make it more experiential. The more stories being told, the more authenticity that comes into play, hopefully giving something back.